Good morning, y'all. What's up? How you doing? Today is Tuesday, and it's May, and it's been a while since I've done the working artist vlog, but I figured I would update you guys. So I think I told you guys last time, kind of taking a break on Big Wrath and another project. Actually, I think I can tell you the other project, because the person has finally said what's going on. Peter Palmiotti has been working on his comic retro to get ready for sending out to people, and he wasn't able to. The last colors didn't end up working out, and so I'm going to be doing some retro colors for it. It's going to be very simple, just kind of flat colors, sort of reflecting an old school style, like Bronze Age or whatever. It's not, there's not going to be much, if any, shading, maybe a little bit here and there. It's not like me like flexing all my color muscles. It's more just doing what makes sense for that type of style in a pretty simple way. And also Big Wrath is what I've been working on for a while with Peter Palmiotti, and so I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to get back to the pencils for that, because then he's going to ink it. And then I'm also really excited for Glyph. I started working on the writing for Glyph, just the beginnings of it, and I have a whole new like kind of direction for Glyph. I think I told you guys already, but that's going to be my flagship title, and I'm just really excited to get going on that as soon as I'm done with Big Wrath, pencils, and retro. And also Expando, but Expando's almost done. I was going to do 10 pages. The last 2 pages were going to be like a double page spread, but I think I'm already past the due date, sort of, except for there's like a soft due date and a hard due date. I'm still got a couple days for the hard due date. But I think I'm changing it up, and I'm just gonna have 8 pages instead of 10 pages, because the last 2 pages, they're really not that important, and it means I have to do 2 really big character designs. It means I have to do a really big illustration, and it's really unneeded. To finish this, I can continue it because it's going to be to be continued anyways. So I'm just putting the to be continued a little bit earlier, and the way it ends kind of is a good to be continued spot. So yeah, that's what's up. I'm really enjoying working on Expando. He's a fun character, and I have to, once I'm done drawing and illustrate this, I have to write the script. What? I never really wrote a script for this. I just kind of came up with an idea in my head, kind of, and I did what I'm calling rough nails, thumbnails / rough drawings, and that's how I kind of mapped out the story. And then I modified it as I went too, because there were certain things, I want to bring in this element, it might be interesting. So after that, I'm done with drawing, which is almost done. I've gotten most of the pages inked. I need to go back through and finish up some little spots here and there, but once I got the whole thing inked, I can go in and put the words in, figure out what the words are going to be. So here, I'll let you see the progress so far. Alright, I think I showed you guys before, but I have, it's one Clip Studio Paint file with all eight pages on it. So here is page 1, and somebody asked how is that working out. I think at one point, it's kind of an experiment. I think it was Dave Hingley. I can't remember, could be wrong. But it was kind of an experiment to just try something out. It's a little more efficient. It's actually a lot more efficient. The only problem I just realized is if for some reason I lose my files, all the pages are on one file, which is probably not the greatest idea. So I don't know. Maybe I won't do it in the future. But that being said, here is page one, which you guys have probably seen already. Maybe you haven't seen it finished. It's still not, like, you can see I probably need to throw some tones in the background there or something. And obviously words. I don't know, maybe the word balloons will take up the space and I won't need it, but I don't know. It feels a little naked without the tones. I'm noticing the tones that I have put in throughout the comic make it look like it's at night, which wasn't really the intention, but hey, whatever. This is what you got to do when you're trying to make comics kind of on the quick. So there's page one. This is page two. I really like how this one came out. I don't love every page, but this one I dig. Did a old Kirby-esque. I don't know if it's Kirby really, or if it's just a typical old school way of making comics. But I've studied Kirby more than anybody else. And he did this 6-panel grid a lot in his comics. Let's see, especially in kind of the latter Marvel days, I guess, of his career. So let's see. This page, I like pieces of it. You could see some people commented on the perspective. They thought it was kind of cool. Obviously I'm not drawing, I'm not even using rulers here. But, kind of free-handed it. But that's kind of how I do sometimes. Not always, but, for a comic like this, sometimes I do. Because it's more of a fun, like, let's just get the thing done type of thing. Still took forever to do all the perspective in these shots. But let's see if I can show you the layer. This is something I thought I wouldn't be doing, like tracing and stuff, but you can see. I don't do it very often, but I happened to find a picture as I was looking through to see references for comic shops that I was like, I really like that angle. So, I didn't copy it verbatim or anything. I just, I wish I could show you like how I initially, maybe I can. Let's see if I do this. And turn down the opacity of the picture. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see, like, I really just took the very basics. I didn't really copy it. It was just kind of I did, but it was just the perspective lines. But, sometimes you gotta do that. It was more because I found a reference that kind of worked. It wasn't even like I was looking for something to copy. But I guess I'm okay with tracing to a certain extent. But I don't know. I'm still sometimes on the fence about it. Who knows? I guess I'm kind of okay with it now. I mean, if big dogs like Neil Adams are okay, I guess I'm a little bit okay with it. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. Anyways, so this is a really cool page. I've seen a lot of like Todd McFarlane pages where you see a huge figure and the panels are kind of surrounding it or in different areas, and this is not the best execution of that style of page, but I do like how it came out. It also reminds me, I feel like I'm sure I've seen an Exo Manowar transformation like this. Didn't really do it on purpose. I think I do need to go in with some shading though, because on his costume I put certain kind of shading throughout most of the pages, and I need to add that to this one, and it'll bring a little contrast into the actual suit and stuff as well. One thing that's kind of weird is Expando. He Some of the characters are like different skin tones, like he's a black dude and stuff. But I didn't really do any kind of skin tone things with my tones. I just tried to keep it super simple. So yeah, this page is fun. I have to finish this shot. It took me forever to do the perspective sketching in this. I don't think I didn't use reference for this, so it's not like I can't do the perspective for buildings and stuff. I didn't like trace anything for this one. But I did this one by myself. I figured it out. It's not hard. It's just, I happened to find one, so I used the construction lines of it. But anyways, this is the bad guy, the big bad guy, the block. And you can see he's made up of asphalt and concrete and bricks and things like that. And it was fun to do. A lot of detail. It takes time to do all that, so that kind of bogged me down in the process a bit, because I had to do that on a bunch of pages. And you could see I'm doing some stylistic screen tone type things going on there, and really love this page. Some cool stuff. I mean, it's just pretty much one drawing, and I'm looking forward to. I really like how this perspective came out, and now I just got to go in and ink it. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Now on to page. It's hard to do this. Here we go. The beauties of a touch screen, right? Was that alright, that was page 5. This is page 6. And this one, I like elements of it. I really like this panel. I like the texture in the background. I mean, it's not, as you can see as you get a little closer, that texture is, it's kind of haphazard, but at the same time, it gets the effect of something interesting. Basically like this holy crap moment, these buildings and stuff are a little kind of not the greatest. But I might go in and throw a little extra shading in there. Again, this is where you can see where it kind of looks like night, and it's not necessarily meant to, but whatever. I like that I'm learning and playing more with scale than I ever have. I always thought scale was a cool effect in comics. You can see it here a little bit with the tiny people and the, kind of foreshortening. I'm doing my best, trying to do foreshortening. This pose took way too long. I still don't love it. His body is a little too thick, but it is what it is. Eventually you just got to go with what you're going with sometimes. And then I'm trying to bring in a little bit of anime touch in there, as Expando is first expanding. So yeah, this page came out pretty cool. Actually, like it a little better than I thought I did. So that's page 6. And oops. Let's see. Come on. There's page 7. I just finished this one last night. And again, there's parts I like, parts I don't love. But this one was fun. It gets the effect. There's a couple little action-y things. He punches him in the gut, gets a kick to the face. I did, some sound effects in this. This one was fun to do. It's not perfect, but I basically like the effect. It's hard to focus sometimes and get you a nice close-up. I guess what I could do is this. Oops. I can make it bigger on the actual screen. And then focus. Yeah, there you go. So I like how that effect came. Again, trying to use the kind of anime speed lines. They're kind of sloppy, but they're there. This little splash, the burst thing, I actually got from Scott Circlin's Comic Maker Toolkit. There's different things I've used. This whole template, the comic template, is from Scott Circlin's Comic Maker Toolkit. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. But yeah, it comes in handy sometimes. The buildings are kind of interesting. I like to do like building textures, not necessarily trying to draw perfectly the buildings, but like building textures almost in the background. It's more just implying it. And then like here, it's like that's not really, the most amazing building silhouette, but it's like it does the trick, and the focal point is not the buildings. And I don't know, I think it's a fun effect, and I did like the fadey dots and stuff here and there, which were cool. The screen tone dots. So that was fun. So that's page 7, and then now to the last page, which I'm still working on. It's this one, and I really love just even the roughs for this page. I just really love them. And I'm sorry, this is definitely spoiler territory, but whatever. Yeah, really excited about this page. I'll probably, hopefully, get a lot of progress on this page done tonight. It's possible I might even finish it tonight. That doesn't mean I'm finished with the comic again, but oh yeah, I'm excited about Expando. It's a fun little romp. I like the character, and I don't know. It'll be cool to have it out in that anthology that Peter Seckler started through the AAA Discord. That's my Discord that I created. And there's just so much cool stuff going on there. You gotta check out the link below. The link tree will bring you to the Discord link, and definitely worth checking out. And I mean, if you need help with anything, like I had a question from somebody just yesterday about do people do apprenticeships and stuff, and I mean, sometimes they might do apprenticeships. There is that possibility, but join the Discord. There's so much people willing to help, and so even if you go through the archives, there's so many tips and helpful exercises. We have a writing prompt exercise going on, a weekly writing prompt. We have a daily drawing prompt exercise, and then we just have a topic prompt where we just chat about different things. It's a great place. There's so much more to it too, and we're creating an anthology now, started by Peter Seckler and Sir Handsome, and it's just fun. And I mean, as you've seen, a bunch of those people from the Discord have now come onto my live show a lot, so there's all kinds of fun stuff that we do. There's a voice chat there too, so sorry for the the big plug, but it's just such a cool place. I want everybody to take part in it, because it's, I feel like I would have liked to have had a place like that for me to go to when I was first starting comics. I kind of did, but not to that level. So yeah, I'm excited. All right, y'all. So I'm sitting in a parking lot. There's a copper right there in front of me. Hopefully, I don't know what he's up to. But speaking about this apprenticeship stuff, I was thinking just now, I could actually use some help with video editing, with some smaller kind of video content. It's not like my YouTube videos or anything necessarily, but just some other stuff I'm trying to do. So if there's anybody out there who has you maybe have a little more time than I do, because I got the day job going here, and I mean, everybody's got their things, but if there's anything I can do for you, I'd love to do some kind of trade, or whatever I can. I don't know, if you need somebody to look at your scripts or something. I mean, I'm just figuring this comic stuff out myself, so I can only help you with what I know. But that being said, I've been digging into this comic thing for many years, so who knows, maybe there's something you feel like I could help you with. I'd be happy to do that in trade for some of your time to help me get together some of this video content that I need to do. It doesn't need to be anything super fantastic or anything. It's really just raw, like, clips and stuff, and maybe throwing some text or something on top of it from time to time, things like that. So if there's anybody out there who's interested in helping me out in that way, I'd love to see what I can do to help you out as well. Other than that, yeah, let's get back to the video. What else is there? I've been doing social media a little bit more, trying to really hit that hard. I think it's important. We have such an amazing opportunity with social media nowadays, to really make an impact and get our stuff out there. I think most of us, probably 99.9% of us, even myself, I go pretty hard at it, and I'm not even hitting the tip of the iceberg with how much impact I could have with my stories and my comics and stuff, with social media, but at the same time, it takes a long time to make comics, so I get it, I'm there with you. But yeah, I've been doing TikTok again, and I really love it. I mean, TikTok is like, it's a great place to be. I hope some of you join me on TikTok, because there's not a ton of comic creators. There's a lot of artists, but not a ton of comic creators or people who show off their comics, even if they do make comics. Take a breath, Marsh. But but there's so much potential there. It's still a pretty young platform, and the impact you can have on there, like, it would take you months and months and years maybe to get thousands of followers on Facebook or some of these other social media sites. It would take a long time. Takes a long time to get subscribers, but in weeks, you could have thousands of followers on TikTok, and what does that translate to? I don't know, but it's worthwhile. That's where there's a lot of attention right now, and that is the currency of what we're trying to do. If you want to create a comic book and you want to do a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo, that's all great and everything, but I've seen some friends of mine do them and they haven't really amassed much of a following at all. And I feel bad because I see them do their campaign and they don't fund, or they barely fund, which, I mean, if you actually do fund, that's awesome, but I've seen failed ones, and it's kind of frustrating because I'll try to promote it the best I can, but I can only do so much, but I always try to promote and get people on, and that being said, it's something that you have to personally build up. My followers are going to be more interested in funding mine. They might, there's only going to be a small handful of people who would maybe fund mine and, go over to somebody else who they've never heard of and fund theirs, because I'm building up a friendship and a relationship and things like that with I don't like to say my followers, but the people who watch my stuff, so, we all got to build that up. We got to do what we can. And, you don't even need the social media. You can actually be successful even without it. But I feel like it's harder. I feel like social media is just a great path for this kind of stuff. So, if you're wondering, if you think that you want to do an Indiegogo eventually, and, then it's important to try to jump on some of these social medias. And like I said, TikTok is a great place for that. I've heard of people who, built up a following. They went on there, they had like a little Etsy store or something, and, they just hit the right thing and got a ton of views on a certain picture they were drawing, and their Etsy store blew up. I'm not saying that's going to happen to you. This is like, again, that's one case that I've heard, but, there's a lot of opportunity there. So, I think it's worth it. And TikTok is fun too. It's like super fun. Like, I kind of waste a little too much time sometimes looking at TikToks and stuff, and even making them, even though they're only like little 15-second to 1 minute videos, it does take time sometimes to kind of figure out what you want to do and stuff for the day. But I want to do like a few TikToks a day, but at least one is my goal right now, and so I've been doing that, and it's been building up steam already again, even though I kind of took a long break from it. So really cool, really fun. Um, you know, so I'd like to see you guys on there. I'm Marsh Comics on TikTok, on Twitter. I've also been doing Twitter more, and on Instagram, Marsh Comics. So you can find me there. Other than that, I just wanted to give you a quick update. I even still went kind of long with it because that's what I do. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.